Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on the Not Bobby Durkins channel. North Carolina, Colorado, Tennessee, and other teams that were expected to win actually won and won a lot today. And I'm going to talk about that. Hey, if you're new to the channel, I'm Brian Knight. I am not Bobby Durkins. If you're like, who's Bobby Durkins? Google him, YouTube him. He's my alternate personality, and a lot of people hate him, and I believe you'll hate him too, so check him out. But here, I'm not Bobby Durkins. I'm actually going to talk straight up college football. Today is week 1, Saturday. All the big teams have kicked off. They're looking great. They're looking good. They're, firing at all cylinders and all that bunch of good stuff. So I just finished up a video talking about North Carolina beating South Carolina and how bad South Carolina looked overall. I told everyone, I said, look, I'm gonna do like a call-in show where you can call in. It's going to be a short show, and we'll just try to keep it clean and stay on topic. But I did put the link in the chat section, so if you want to click in there and hop on and talk to me, we can talk about some of the games on. As I said, I am going to be hopping off here in about, 15 or 20 minutes. I'm going to watch the Coastal Carolina game. Grayson McCall is one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch. The guy can play. I see Texas Savage in here. Tiger Paul Craven, he is in here from the Mark Rogers Show. He and Jordan Bowman actually hit up the Clemson channel for Mark Rogers. Tiger Paul Craven, hop in here. I've got the link. Even if you don't turn on your camera, I've got the link in here. So hop on in here. Got Marcus in here, Slim Shady Canes. Everyone, the link, if you want to hop on here and talk college football with me, is in the comment section. So while I am waiting for people to join me, and thank you for everybody who's joined me so far, I am going to go over some scores that we have so far. Okay, so and we'll put that link in there one more time so it's easy to find. There's the link if you want to join the show. So East Carolina went up to Michigan, lost 30-3. Jim Harbaugh had to sit out because, well, the NCAA is being the NCAA. Tennessee had a very difficult time with Virginia. If you watched any of that game, and I did, here's when you see that score and you're just like, oh, 49-13, Tennessee won. Let me tell you what I saw. I saw a Virginia team who came out there, and especially their defense was fired up. Their defense was fired up. And Virginia had absolutely no offense. No offense. And so you can only send your defense. I see you in there, Slim Shady Candy. I'm about to bring you on. When you have no offense and you're consistently sending your defense out there, don't blame them for the 49 points that you give up. But Virginia actually played them quite well. Slim Shady Canes, how's it going, dude?
I am doing great today.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
I've literally been watching nothing but football since noon.
That is a good day. That is a very good day.
I mean, I was supposed to cut my yard today, and well, it can wait till tomorrow.
Dude, I did that. I did that last night while I was grilling. Like I did the Burger Zone. I'm a multitasker.
Mm-hmm.
And because I knew today I wanted to stare at beautiful grass while I watched football. But I went to my mom's 60th birthday, so it was about a little over an hour away. So I was just keeping up with everything as much as I possibly could. So,
yeah.
Slim Shady Canes, hey, listen, we have Travis Hunter's agent in here. Travis Hunter's agent, you're in here.
What's going on? How's it going?
I knew it was one of the Anderson sisters. So we have Slim Shady Canes on.
I don't really care what's going on in college football. Travis Hunter is that guy, and he is that guy, and will be that guy. He will win a Heisman.
You believe so?
Here's why he won't. And I agree with you. He should.
Colorado.
But if Devin Hester can't win it for what he did in college, neither will Travis Hunter.
That's a very valid point.
Hey, I will tell you this.
I'll be honest with you. I think that Travis Hunter is better than Devin Hester.
I don't know. Maybe as far as a receiver, but Hester more than made up for that in the return game.
Special teams, but that Travis Hunter played 115 snaps on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
100. I was corrected by my wife. 119 snaps.
Oh, your wife corrected you on that? Dude, that's awesome.
Ouchie.
Yeah, ouchie. What? No, that's amazing. I got corrected on football by my wife. Check. I'm winning.
Well, hold up. She is a numbers woman, so yeah.
Yes, she is. That's true. No, Travis Hunter is that dude. Deion's son is that dude. That Joker had 9 incomplete passes today. 4 or 5 of them were due to the receivers dropping the ball.
Yeah.
That's insane. And they weren't like, oh, bad throw. No, they were in the bucket and the receiver dropped them. Whether it was the ground calls the ball, the fumble, the incomplete, the defensive backs on 4 or 5 of them had nothing to do with the incomplete pass.
Wow.
It was the ground.
Hey, gentlemen, we have more company here. Tiger Paul Craven from Mark Rogers Clemson Show. Tiger Paul Craven, how's it going, my man?
Hey, what's up, Brian?
I'm clothed, sucking wind, and been watching college football, so I'm winning, my friend.
I'm telling you, it's been a great day of college football.
Well, you're winning. The clothes part's not fun.
Yeah, that's optional. It really is.
My wife told me to put my shirt on.
That's not good.
Not Travis Hunter's agent.
That's my brother. That's got to be my brother.
It has to be.
It is.
Has to be.
Turn your camera on.
No, he's because he doesn't have anything on, and yeah. So.
Yeah, or leave it off in that case.
Just please leave it off. Just turn the camera off.
So on a serious note, I was impressed with Drake May. I think those 2 interceptions, one I think was his fault, which is fine. He was placing the ball wherever he wanted it. Carolina's defense looked really good. That is the North Carolina defense. Because them Dookie Chickens looked like they got ate up on run defense, on run blocking, which is really surprising. And I will clarify. My conversation with Brian yesterday, legitimately, he said, Carolina is going to win this game. And I said, I'm betting the house on North Carolina.
I'm going to partially disagree with what you just said.
Which part?
North Carolina's front 4 looks better. I question how much of that is them better, how much of that is a terrible South Carolina offensive line.
That's what I said. That's fair.
But
that's fair.
As far as North Carolina's secondary, they're still doo-doo. They're still bad.
I agree with that 100%.
And listen, after I try and be a reasonable Miami fan on the internet, Miami's offensive line has improved. Tyler Van Dyke will have a field day with that secondary.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that 100%. I think that the weakest part of Carolina is definitely, UNC is definitely their secondary. And, I mean, they made, what's his name? The tall guy look like Leggett as.
I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue.
It's pronounced Lego.
I don't name these people. I just do my best to screw it up.
He looked really good, and it could be due to North Carolina's secondary, or it could be the fact that he made some really tough catches in coverage. So,
Yeah, I mean, Slim makes a good point. I think there were a lot of plays left on the field for South Carolina due to the pass rush. I mean, Spencer Rattler was under duress all night. He got sacked. He got sacked 9 times. He probably got hit another, I don't know, 6 or 7 times that it wasn't a sack or that he threw the ball away. So I think how good UNC's defense is yet to be seen. I think their pass rush might be legit. We'll see. But their secondary is definitely still a problem.
North Carolina just opened up the floodgates for other teams to absolutely destroy Spencer Rattler.
I didn't know that what's his name, Gaynor, the guy from Florida State, went to UNC. That was actually a really good pickup by UNC.
No, he came from Miami. He was. I thought the same thing. I'm like, why would North Carolina want an offensive lineman from Miami? He goes up there and he looks all right.
He's talking about the defensive end.
I'm talking about the defensive end or the outside linebacker from Florida State.
Oh, well, you said Gaynor. Gaynors are offensive line transfer.
Oh, well, they got a Gaynor on offense and a Gaynor on defense.
Okay.
2 Gaynors don't make a right.
There you go.
Gaynors don't make.
I like to punch up. I like to punch up, so I got to ask: is South Carolina's offensive line worse, or is Georgia's quarterback development worse?
I don't know, but he needs to develop that tree trunk away from his face.
Folks, I'm going to tell you what I saw with UT Martin. Okay,
their defense came in hot.
Rush defense.
As I was watching parts of the Georgia game, my mind, especially in Tiger Paul Craven, you can totally identify with this, doing what you do and the weird comments that we get when we're on YouTube, because we get some really bold, crazy comments.
Yeah.
As I was watching that game, I was remembering every comment about how great Mike Bobo is. And I remembered I remembered every comment that even big Georgia YouTubers were talking about how great Carson Beck is. And I was sitting there going, what crack pipe did they get a hold of? Because I'm not seeing it.
What's the name of their other quarterback that's like got
Carson
like
Beck
the most
could scare a mirror.
Yeah. I mean, specifically for UGA in the first half, they could not run the ball, which was pretty surprising to me.
They have another guy.
Martin.
They have another quarterback, Strasgard or Vanguard or something.
Vandergriff. It's Vandergriff, and then behind him is Gunnar Stockton, who was a 5-star out of Clayton, Georgia at Rabun County, and he was initially.
Okay. None of them matter. Jackson Muschamp is their walk-on. That's who's going in.
Oh, gross! Oh,
that is not happening. To be fair, UGA I think had a lot of people sitting out this game, but still, I was surprised by their inability to run the ball, specifically in the first half. They did not look very good.
I don't live far from UT Martin. They don't care about football. That's a party school. I'm like an hour and a half from there.
Well, nobody told their defense that, because in the first half, their defense was ready to play.
Dude,
they look good.
They hit UGA in the mouth, and UGA was not ready.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, UT Martin had won their conference 2 years in a row,
something like that.
Yeah.
This is a new developing trend as far as UT Martin goes.
It reminds me of
the most exciting thing my father-in-law did there, getting his master's degree, was flip a VW Bug on its roof.
That's pretty good. Did he do it by himself?
Yeah, he did. He played on their O-line. Now, granted, this was back in the 70s. They didn't care about football. They haven't for a long time.
Well, I mean, I care about the fact that your father-in-law, flipped a VW Bug on its roof by himself. That's a lot of power cleans.
That sounds like couch burning behavior.
Even at over 70 years old, I mean, the man's 6'4", 325 still.
Jesus.
The big man.
Wow.
That's a big old boy.
So you're telling me he wears an extra large?
Something like that.
Times 2.
Depends on how big he is.
How big a boy are you?
Well, Roy D. Mercer will find out.
It's exactly,
Roy
exactly.
D.
D.
Mercer.
Mercer. Folks, I will throw this out there. Coastal Carolina, a team I enjoy watching. They're playing UCLA.
What's that score right now?
Right now,
Brian?
it's 14-3 UCLA. The problem with
Oh!
Coastal, he almost made that catch, didn't he?
Oh,
He
man.
Did. I've got
That
it
was so
on my
close.
fumble.
I was watching it before I came out here to smoke a cigarette.
That was so close.
The biggest problem for Coastal is not their offense. Their biggest problem, they have absolutely no defense. No defense.
Yeah.
No defense. Imagine no defense and then go a little lower. That's Coastal with maybe one good player.
Hey, can we talk about Florida getting beat by Utah? Y'all remember last year, Bobby? I know for a fact that I told y'all that if that game was in Utah, Florida loses that game.
Yep, big play by Coastal, by the way, down the middle. Holy crap! Yes,
that was a brutal game to watch. Florida.
It was a great game to watch.
Yeah, okay, yeah. If you really hate Florida, it was entertaining to kind of just see. They look bad, man. Like Florida didn't even look like they had just gotten out of fall camp, dude. Like they didn't look like they had practice. They didn't look like they had a single scrimmage. Like they looked lost. They didn't just get beat. They just looked lost as a team. Like there was no organization at all.
Well, to your point,
Utah looked good.
Well, to your point, listen, a lot of these first game teams have not looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at Ohio State. Listen, Indiana, if they would have just passed it, just more than 5 times, they would have won that game. If you didn't watch that game, highly recommend do not look at the score and think, oh, Indiana got no, sir. Listen, Indiana was all over Ohio State. Okay, defensively, and then all they did was try to run the ball literally the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the entire time. So Ohio State, honestly, would have gotten beat by any other team that could pass the ball. Any other team. Pick one.
Yeah,
UT Martin probably would have. I mean, they probably would have lost, but you get what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, isn't normally
Colorado would have beat the crap out of Ohio State today.
Isn't normally week one though your ugliest game? So everybody's trying to shake off the rust, or you're breaking in a new system.
Yeah, well, except for Georgia because they got Mike Bobo again. He's already been in the system.
I'll tell you, if Georgia would have played Colorado, they would have lost today. I'm telling you that right now.
Ohio State would have lost. Georgia would have lost because it would have been too late.
I mean, a lot of teams would have lost against Colorado today.
Well, and I'm going to call this now. Colorado's going to be the most overrated team of week one because everybody's just looking at, TCU made the national title game last year. TCU is a great team. And I still have a whole lot of questions about whether or not TCU is going to be very good.
So you have to still give something to TCU because, like, what if the tables would have turned? What if Georgia would have lost and they were the runner-up for the national championship, and then they were struggling against UT Martin like they were today until about late third quarter?
I mean, because here's the thing, and you see this, you're fixing to see it even more in college football because you already see it in the NFL. Team in a playoff system, period, doesn't matter what level it's at. If you get on a hot streak at the right time, you can win.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's true.
And look,
I'll go ahead.
Yeah, to your point, Slim. Speaking about TCU, let's not pretend like they had a good defense last year.
No, they
didn't.
They did not have a good defense, and they lost a ton of people. I think they brought back like 18% of their starters from last season. So they didn't have a good defense last year. They lost a ton off of that, and they replaced it with some transfer portal people that, judging by today, that's not working out too well. So
and also let's not forget that literally every game they had last year pre-playoffs gave their fan base a heart attack.
Well, yeah, because they were losing late into the second half every game.
I had somebody tell me that, TCU, they are in a rebuilding. I'm like, dude, Colorado is the epitome of a rebuild.
That's a fact.
Okay, like I mean, epitome. And that's another thing that I told Chase today. I was like, Deion Sanders is going to shut down. The NCAA will end up shutting down the transfer portal because of Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like, just look today. Travis Etienne tweeted to his brother, "You need to go play for Prime."
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh man!
So,
really?
I promise, Deion Sanders. Everybody's
In
about
other
to
news,
flock.
the Braves won 4-2 against the Dodgers.
Good.
Go
Go
Braves.
Deion Sanders is going to kill the transfer portal in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna. I mean, but you look at Dabo. Dabo doesn't really use the transfer portal, and I think Dabo's hopefully going to prove a point that the transfer portal is not needed to win.
Well, I agree it's not needed to win. I don't mind it being used to fill in a hole here and there
Correct.
that you need.
No,
and I
agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, yes, and I think probably Dabo agrees with that as well. But you look at somebody like Deion Sanders, who is like, I want your best and brightest. Come on, let's go. Everybody's about to flock to him. And honestly, guys, next year Colorado is going to be in the playoffs.
The NCAA actually, one of the reasons that North Carolina didn't have one of their wide receivers is because he transferred schools twice.
Yeah.
So there's some sort of lockdown on that. And the year that he transferred was COVID year, which is bullshit. So bullcrap. So I mean, like if they're going to do that, then they need to make sure that every single person who transferred twice, one of them being in 2020.
Yeah, there needs to be a cap. Look at JT Daniels. Is that who you just said?
No, whoever. No, that fat slob. No,
JT Daniels at his third team in what, 3 years?
Fourth.
Yep. 4 years.
Fourth in 4 years. Yeah.
God bless.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about
Rice.
The transfer portal, specifically the UNC receiver. It's messed up. They're not letting him play because they changed the rule after he already transferred. So that rule should not apply to him. You can't retroactive rules like that. Second of all, I don't think Deion will end the transfer portal. What I do think you may see coming soon in college football is kind of tampering rules, kind of similar to what they do in the NFL, because there's a lot of tampering. If you hear coaches talk about it, the coaches that'll talk freely. You talk about Drake May last offseason. He got offered like $5 million or something crazy like that to leave UNC, right? So I think you will see something in the line of like tampering rules come to college football, because
otherwise it's going to turn into the NFL.
Yeah, otherwise, it already is. I mean, the conference expansion sealed the fate for college football becoming NFL junior.
The Pac 2 is looking strong, though.
That is looking strong.
Hey, real quick, strong.
Real quick to everybody, I have double checked it now on the Bobby Durkins and not Bobby Durkins channel. The join button is there, so if you do want to join and support the channel, either channel, please go for it. Now, Bobby Durkins,
it was not there on that last.
It was not. I made sure it is. I made sure it is now. So if you want to support it, great. If not, hey, I'm just glad that you're here, folks. I will throw this out there, and guys, thanks for coming on and stay on here. When I look at the Henderson sisters texted me this morning, and it was about really the exchange between Lee Corso and Pat McAfee about the transfer portal. McAfee, whatever his name is. That guy.
Jeez.
Yeah, that dude.
He's Irish.
Yeah, McAfee.
He's Christian's evil twin cousin.
He is. But these guys, they were talking, and Lee, God bless him, I think he had a stroke while he was on air.
No, he legitimately had a TIA, straight up.
Yeah, probably did.
They need to let that dude retire.
He said he doesn't like the tactics that Deion is operating within. And then Pat came back, stood his ground, but was very respectful. And I appreciate that he did that. He wasn't like, hey, old timer, go jump off a bridge and go. But
you can tell that they're all like, this dude is nuts.
But what I like about McAfee that he said, or McAfee's, whatever his name is. What I like,
McAfee.
McAfee.
West Virginia punter.
McAfee, yeah.
Hall of Fame punter.
What I like about his point is what I always go off the rails on my show. When I have people come into my comment section and they're like, well, first of all, you have to understand that college is about academics. No, it's not. If you're a football player, it's not. You might be hanging on to what it should be, but what it should be and what it is two different animals. And if you are given the opportunity to go to Colorado, a school that in 20 years has done nothing but suck, and you have a man like Deion Sanders, and I'm not a big fan of Deion. There's certain things I won't even talk about on here that I don't like about Deion, but I'm not going to get into that on here.
As a human, no, he's not not a role model.
Yeah, Deion's not a good person.
Deion, there's certain things about it. I'll put it that way.
He's not Urban Meyer level, but
he thanked the hood today. So,
well,
RIPs.
The SO Club just corrected me on McAfee again. But what I'm going to say about Deion is, if Deion has a legitimate, ethical, by the standards that's given to him, way of taking his team that sucks and make them good overnight, why in the world would you not use that? Why?
Facts.
Exactly.
I'm not. Just wait till he gets a blue chip coordinator.
Yeah. I don't have a problem necessarily with him using the transfer portal to get players. I have a problem with that first team meeting that the video got out that everybody's seen.
Yeah.
That's where I have a problem with Deion.
Well, and see, as I watched that video as well, there's certain people with, once again, one mouth and 60 things to say. I understand that to certain people, that was a challenge. Hey, if you're a man and you want to be bought in, this is what I expect of you. And if you don't buy into how I'm doing things, there's the door. And I'll walk you over there,
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, you have to look at, this is a football team that has been anemic at best. These guys have no identity, and you've been paid an ungodly amount of money to come in here and try to maybe rehabilitate some of these guys. There may be some stars that he kicked out, not kicked out, but basically shoved them out the door because they didn't come in with the primetime attitude. Some players don't have that, but they're still great players. And you have to be mindful of that. I'm one of these guys, by the way, and then I'm going to shut up because I want y'all to talk. I'm one of these guys who truly believes that society as a whole is way too sensitive. I'm too sensitive. Yep. Probably among the five of us, we're all too sensitive at times. Not you.
I only have two feelings, so.
At the same time, there was parts of that meeting that I could appreciate. There was parts of that meeting that I was sitting there going, dude, look, you're like 50 and I'm going to need you to chill.
So as somebody who played, yes, it was Division III, but I played college football. If a new head coach comes in and they say, some of y'all won't be here, if you are somebody who is competitive as hell and is not just going to just sit here and just say, well, it's not going to be me, you're going to listen to him and say, well, sure as hell it's not going to be me.
Challenge.
You're going to do what it takes. Exactly. You're going to do what it takes. If you are a true competitor, you know the level at which this man operates. He is not some other coach. He is prime time.
Well, it's just like that. Was that guy Woods? I think was his last name. The white defensive back.
Tiger.
No. He's still a darker white.
He got an interception today.
And like 6 or so tackles. So like he was like one of the only ones left on the team when Deion got there.
Well, and it's also it's easy to say that. Well, I'm saying that just to make the guys compete, but you're not saying that to make the quarterbacks compete because your son was the undisputed starting quarterback.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's true. Honestly, after watching it today,
understandably
he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong.
Here's the thing.
He went off.
Deion's first meeting at Colorado, it made a lot of people uncomfortable, but I don't think that's super out there to a lot of conversations that a lot of coaches have in locker rooms all across the country. Correct. They just don't put it all over social media like Deion does. I mean, at the end of the day, this is big time college football. These coaches are being paid $8, $9, $10 million to win games. So if the players ain't getting it done, guess what? You don't got a scholarship here anymore. That's what it is.
Craven, you're absolutely right, because I even know that's happened with Mark Richt. Mark Richt told Malik Rozier, "You will never be my starting quarterback."
There you go.
What happened?
So even in Division III, at the end of every season I played, our head coach looked at us in the locker room after our last game and said, "It is my job to replace you. It is your job to make sure that doesn't happen."
Yep. I couldn't agree more.
It's
all about competition. The best players are supposed to play. And if you're not one of the best players, guess what?
Yep.
Well, I get competition, but in so many words, I mean, Deion basically just came in here and said, "You're all trash. Get out of here."
They were 1-11.
Well, let's just say this. He said that a lot of the spots were filled.
That was like when Miami. When Miami emptied the stadium after we beat the crap out of them.
So hold on. So that when he
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
So when Deion came in and he said, "Hey, a lot of the spots are filled because I'm bringing my own luggage." Listen, a lot of those people already checked out. Said apparently they weren't good enough. But again, Colorado only won one freaking game last year.
But again, if you're a true competitor, if you come in and you say that,
and that's where that
the mindset should be nah, you ain't replacing me.
Exactly. Yep. And that kid, the defensive back Woods, I'm pretty sure that's his last name. He said that. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm assuming he did.
No, he had to have, or he would have been. Yeah, exactly. I love I love what Deion's doing. Seriously, I love how he
played
said,
a mind game.
You're going to earn your number, right? I love that. I think that's incredible.
All I know is, listen,
that's great.
It's after the season, you're going to see.
My problem is, if you claim to be a mentor to young men, which is all you've heard out of him since he became a college coach, you can go about it in a more tactful way.
Well, college football is no longer
not with athletes like that. You can't.
Well, college football is literally now a business.
No, it's not even that.
It's a business.
I don't know if y'all saw it is, but I don't know if y'all saw there was a video or a clip earlier where there was he was talking to one of his players at Jackson State, and he was like putting his finger in his chest, and then started to walk away, and the Jackson State player like literally gave him a hug. Right. So if you're a competitor on this level, or on a collegiate stage, you can't just if it hurts your feelings if somebody tells you, if your mindset isn't nah, you ain't gonna replace me, then you need to be replaced.
Yeah.
Real quick,
you know what I'm saying?
Grafnar, thanks for joining us, my friend. How's it going?
What's up, Grafnar?
Hey, I'm at Dragon Con in Atlanta right now, and I'm partying and very inebriated. I got disco lights behind me. Yes, it's Dragon Con. It's like nerd Mardi Gras.
Oh my God! Is there a bunch of Georgia Tech fans there?
No,
they're at a D&D tournament.
Oh, yeah, well, that's in the that's in the America's Mart building. No, I'm at the Hyatt and taking a break between partying because Bobby's talking. So here I am.
Grafnard, I'm going to tell you this first.
Conference room C.
I appreciate you consistently supporting the show, but if I'm in Atlanta at an event, I'm probably not going to listen to me. So I appreciate it. I appreciate.
I'm in Atlanta, and I'm not at Dragon Con.
Yo, legitimately, I almost took on pretzel.
Sounds like you're missing out.
I have no. I'm resting my knees because I'm going to be at the rave in like a couple of hours, and I'm going to go until like 4. Okay, I got nothing to prove to nobody, and I'm taking my time, and I'm enjoying. I don't know if you're going to see me, but I'm enjoying some whatever this is I'm drinking, and I'm having a good time with good, wonderful, honest, God-loving people.
That's
on
good.
your knees, good,
dude. If you start talking football to those people, dude, you're gonna be the capper of like.
That's right.
Like
I will be in
Dragon Con.
Yeah.
They're gonna kick you out of there.
There. We'll just say there are pictures of me in 2013 at the lobby at the Hyatt watching Clemson beat Georgia thanks to Taj and Sammy.
I was at that game.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Yeah. Well, I was at Con watching it from the TVs downstairs, and it was great. Good times. I promise. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm just a Dragon Con. Anyway, please continue.
And an alcoholic.
No judgment. It's okay.
Hey, which game was that?
No. Oh, Clemson, Georgia.
Chase met his wife at that game.
Actually. I did actually. Yep. She sat behind me. Yep.
Awesome. That's great. That's sweet. But yeah, I'm here having a good time.
Well, do your best not to get shot in downtown.
Facts.
What? No, that's fine.
You'll find out.
Dude, Carolina lost today. If I get shot when Carolina loses, it's still a good day. Okay, it's good.
Dude, you'll get shot.
No, Grafnar, we don't want you to get shot, buddy.
Well, I mean, it's not like I want to get shot. I'm not that drunk.
You just literally said if I get shot in Carolina loses, it's okay.
No.
Grafnar, are you in Midtown?
I'm at the Peachtree Center. I'm at the Hyatt. Dragon Con. So I had five hotels, just like
you're in Midtown.
Hyatt, Hilton, Marriott. Yeah, I don't know where that is. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, they do a lot of pew 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 down there.
Believe me, we saw plenty of it when we were in there down there by Centennial Park in 2020. That was nuts.
Listen, I had a meeting in Midtown, and I was at the Georgia Congress Center, and somebody shot up a hospital. So, like, you're not safe.
No, trust me. I'm at Dragon Con. Have you any idea how many like Jedi are around here with lightsabers to protect? Yeah, it's Dragon Con. It's Nerd Mardi Gras. There's like Spartans from that Halo game. There's Jedi. There's like at least half a. I don't know.
If somebody came at me with a lightsaber, I feel like that scene in Indiana Jones, where the guy was like flinging the sword around and he just pulled out the gun with.
Yeah. We have so many Indiana Joneses too. I mean, we got literally everything. It's Nerd Mardi Gras.
We are talking about football here, Grafnar. Football.
Grafnar. I say this with complete respect and love, but I'm going to tell you, if you're surrounded by a group of people that are dressed as Jedi, if there is even an active shooter with a BB gun, you're doomed.
Hide behind them. Keep running.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Use them as shields.
I'm with some really, really interesting people here, but also remember, I'm taking a break from
all
the crazy.
That's an understatement.
To dip my toe into the realm of sanity that is college football. That is
okay. Good. This is great. I accept it. You're welcome here.
Hey, but I'm calling this. Hey, Colorado. Yes. Once Colorado gets a blue chip coordinator, and that's going to be within 4 years. Okay, they're going to win a national title.
Can we see them win 4 games first?
Judging by the offensive output today, they're good in the coordinator position.
I mean, the fact that they came and they dropped 45 points, 500 plus yards passing
on what was already a bad
with 100 yards, a running back with 3 touchdowns. It's on the runner-up of the national championship, who was ranked 17th. Yes, but. It's crazy. It's crazy. None of these guys have ever played together before, except until today, in an actual game.
That was the other thing.
They did that.
Did
And
y'all
they
hear
did
all of the different places that he had transfers from? It was a lot of Southeast schools, a lot of Southeastern schools.
I tell you what, I do agree with Slim somewhat. We do need to see more from Colorado. Let's not crown them as anything crazy yet. However, they did look very good. It's yet to be seen whether that was just a very, very, very terrible TCU defense or their
TCU
offense
played their heart out.
Truly is that prolific. We will see. But what I will say is undisputable is Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is the real deal, man.
Yeah, he's a dude.
I don't care. That dude is the real deal.
Well,
I don't know if
for
very many
sure
people
that Joker
could
is
play
him.
that many snaps in a major college football game and still somehow have gas in the tank.
Well, and to your point, Craven, I said the same thing about Bobby Hill up there at Tennessee. I said, can we see more than one good season out of him before we crown him the next Lincoln Riley?
Right.
And I was not.
Lincoln Riley has some
Travis Hunter is probably one of the best athletes I've seen in football, in college football, in a long time. I'll be completely honest with you.
And yes, you heard me right. Josh Heupel looks like a grown-up Bobby Hill.
Damn it, Bobby.
You might have a point there, Slim.
Gentlemen, I'm going to be closing down here. I'm going to go downstairs and watch the rest of this Coastal game if the old man here can stay awake. I got to get up early tomorrow morning. But, hey, guys, what's funny, we're all gathering here. We're arguing about what? College football.
Yeah.
Isn't it beautiful?
College football, baby. Yes.
We're talking college football. I will give you my closing thoughts. I feel like who did closing thoughts? Was it Jerry Springer that did closing thoughts?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was. Yes, but by the way, I don't know if everybody heard, but R.I.P. Jimmy Buffett.
I know.
Yeah, man.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's horrible.
Is it too soon to ask if he's eating a cheeseburger in paradise?
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Thank you.
No, because we understand that he is. It's all good.
Come to find out that pickle wasn't kosher.
That might change the calculus here.
That's true.
Yeah.
I will. Let me see. Bobby Hill, Lester. Okay. I'm reading comments. My ADD's kicking in.
You're muted, Chase.
It's ADOS, attention deficit who's shining.
Yes.
I saw the Tiger Walk today. Love that.
Dude, is it amazing or what?
It's amazing. I wish they had more trees.
By the way, I never got to tell you this, Brian. Shout out to the security they have for that rock, because I made a valiant effort to try and steal that damn thing. Those were some big boys they got guarding that rock.
Yeah.
What did you do?
It's been tried.
He tried.
I gave a valiant effort at the Miami game last year. Me and old Pigskin Pete went up there for the game. That was my first trip to Clemson.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. They're really
Dude,
they're really
if
good
you're
at
gonna
that.
touch the rock, you got to give 110%.
That's
Like
right.
if you're not going to give 110%, then don't touch it.
110%.
And if you're going to steal it, you got to give 110% to steal it.
Yeah.
Okay, these are the rules. I don't make them up. Okay?
Or keep your filthy hands off of it.
Somebody did steal part of it a couple years back, and now they put that.
I was so mad when I found out it was a
close
Coastal fan. I was so mad.
Dude, you know it was a bunch of drunk rednecks from up in Pickens County. I know it was.
Sure.
But anyway.
Yeah, they were
from
from
They
Greer.
were, and they gave 110%.
Probably were. Let me show you this. Let me show you this piece of the rock I have over here. No,
hey, you know where I got this? I got this from Howard.
Yeah, I got this from Howard. He's a buddy of mine. So, guys, I'm gonna start closing her down here. Y'all hang on here, and if you want to. So, just kind of some closing thoughts here. This is week one. Week one, we see some really interesting things. We'll see teams that comes out. They're coming out a little flat. Maybe they're playing with new transfer portal guys. Maybe they're playing with a new coordinator. Maybe they're just getting their feet up under them. So it's easy to jump the gun and say so-and-so's great or somebody's not so great. With that said, I will say that obviously Colorado is way better than what they were. I do want to see more out of them. I want to see how they can, how after this infatuation with Deion is kind of over, and it's like, okay, that's Coach Prime. Yeah, he's always going to command attention, but now you're playing against teams who doesn't care that they're playing Coach Prime when he's having to play Southern Cal. So that's interesting for me. Tennessee came out. They played a Virginia team that had they had an offense, that game might have been a lot different. So I saw Joe Milton overthrowing guys again, but we'll leave that to them to try to figure out who else. I'm just running down the scores here. Georgia, I was not impressed with Georgia.
Nope.
Iowa, they started off 14-0 or something like that, and they didn't score but another 10 points. So Iowa is still Iowa.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you, but does the coordinator get fired? Because he was supposed to score 25. He scored 24.
I don't know. They'll keep him around.
Game one. Nothing happens game one.
Hey, by the way, is Dan Lanning and Brent Venables trying to compensate for something today?
They sure are. I saw that and I just busted out laughing.
They beat the soul out of Arkansas State.
Arkansas State.
Nothing.
And Portland State. By the way, if anybody who's wondering why these guys are screaming like their hands in boiling water, it's because Coastal Carolina is about to score on UCLA.
So in the to like respect what they said about Brent Venables, there's a statement to be made, right? They were very meh last year. I think what you're going to see on Monday is the exact same thing. I told Parker yesterday, I said, I think that Dabo is going to drop as many points as possible on Duke. Unfortunately, sorry, Duke. Y'all's got a great quarterback, but I think it's not going to be pretty.
I hope he does.
See, I actually see that game going differently. I mean, I think Clemson's going to win easily, but I think it's going to. No, listen. See what happens when you assume. I just said I think Clemson is going to win easily, but I think it's going to be the Will Shipley show.
Yeah,
that's what I see that game going. Personally,
I'm good with that.
I think Cade comes out and really shows that he is as good as everybody thought he was. He just didn't get the opportunity.
Right.
Because I mean, if you think about it, if you go back and you watch that Tennessee game, right, from last year, at the end of last year, he was making mistakes he should have made as a freshman early in the season because they didn't have any kind of packages for him all throughout the season. It was just, here, let's continue to try to make DJ better. And Streeter sucked, and DJ is probably going to do really well at
if Garrett
Oregon
Riley
State.
can do what he did to a backup quarterback, he's going to be just fine with Cade.
And Cade put on like 20 pounds of muscle too.
Yeah.
Just to throw this out there, to anyone thinking about Cade Klubnik and his production, he threw 100 passes last year, including the bowl game. 54 of his passes of the 100 came in the bowl game with the offensive coordinator, who I'm quite sure was alternating 3 plays pretty much all season. Folks, I'm going to go downstairs, see if my kid's still awake watching the Coastal game. Y'all take care. Thanks for joining me. Everybody subscribe. The join button should be there. So if you want a sports channel, go for it. If not, hey, I understand. I'm just glad you're here. Y'all take care, and I'll catch you next week.
Peace out.
Awesome.
Peace out. Great job. Bye.
Yeah.